Hello everyone, it's SpawnPoiint and PlayStation just released a new update today for the PlayStation Portal that makes this thing an absolute game changer. We're talking you no longer need a PS5 to play your games, and you'll be able to play your purchase games from the store without needing a PS5. Plus there is a whole new UI worth checking out. So I'm going to run through what this update does and how to use it, as well as play some of the supported games. But there are a couple of issues still worth talking about. So up until now, there were only two ways that you could use the portal for gaming. The first is to remote play your PS5, where essentially you stream your dashboard and games from the PS5 to the portal like this. Then last November, they brought us the PS Plus beta update, and this is where if you're a premium subscriber, you could stream any of the games that are in the PS Plus catalogue. Now this is far more stable in my experience than remote playing, but it does limit you to whatever games are in the catalogue and not your own games. However, today's update is what changes how the portal can be used. So as soon as you power it on, you should get a prompt to install the new update. If not, just head into the settings and check for it manually. Then once the update is applied, you will get this new home screen. So instead of just having the option to connect to your PS5 or the PS Plus catalog, you can see we've now got 3 tabs across the top. Now the first tab works like usual, where you can connect to your PS5 and remote play your console. Nothing new there, and if you've already got a PS5, this is a great way to play those games that you've got installed or via disc. But if you tab to the PlayStation Plus icon, it now has this new screen. So across the top, it lists your most recently purchased or played games with these nice large tiles. And under that is the streaming games from your library option. And this is where it lists all of the digital games that you own in the PlayStation Store. So these are listed by most recently purchased first, but we've got loads in here. Games like Ghost of Yotei, Borderlands 4, Mafia the Old Country, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Seriously, there are so many games in here. Now I did actually go ahead and check the PlayStation website, and it states there are more than 2,800 games supported via cloud streaming. Even Fortnite is on here. Then if we go back a screen, there is the streaming games on PlayStation Plus option, and these are the 300 or so PlayStation catalog games that are included in the premium tier. So games like Sword of the Sea, WWE 2K25, The Last of Us and Spider-Man. Anything in the catalog are in here and can be streamed straight to the portal like we could already do on the beta. And we also have the search tab, which means instead of scrolling through those 2,800 games, you can just search for them instead and it will bring them up like this. Now another UI update is if you press the PlayStation button, we get this new quick menu on the right hand side. You can disconnect from your PS5 if you're on it, bring up the PS5 control center, adjust the brightness, troubleshoot or access the full settings screen. Now this is far easier than before where you had to kind of swipe to reveal the screen instead. Okay, so that's how the new menus and the UI look, but let me show you some gaming. And from what I've seen so far, any games that are on the store right now with the PS5 Games streaming supported option or the stream button on the game itself means it should work with the portal too. Obviously you need to have bought these games first, but you do not need to have your PS5 on to play. In fact, you don't even need a PS5 at all. So the first game that I wanted to test out was Ghost of Yotei. Now I have completed this already on the PS5, but it's a great way to see how this plays on the portal via cloud streaming. And you know what? This plays so well. In fact, it is streaming in better quality with less lag and issues than if I was playing it via remote play on the PS5. Oh, and it can also access your game saves too. So as it's part of the premium tier, any game saves that you upload to the cloud are automatically synced to the portal. So I can jump straight in where I last played it on the PS5, which is really cool. But just to note though that in order to play these games via cloud streaming, you do need a PlayStation Plus premium subscription. And then we've got Forza Horizon 5. Now this only dropped on the PS5 a few months back, but it's also got the streaming option enabled. So again, we can play this via cloud streaming on the portal. And yeah, as long as you've got a stable connection, this seems to be playing really well. And then if you press the PlayStation button and then head down to troubleshooting and show network status, it brings up this overlay screen on the left. Now this shows us things like the game resolution, network speed and latency. So as you can see, I'm playing Forza right now at 1080p and 60 FPS and it looks good. Now you can also change this setting too. So if you'd rather play at 720 because your internet speed is slow, you can change that. Otherwise, from the games that I've been playing today, 1080p looks sharp and I've got no complaints about the resolution at this side, especially for streaming. Okay, what else have we got? Okay, let's take a look at Mafia the Old Country. So again, another relatively new game that we've had and another great game to test out on the portal. And as you can see, it loads straight into the game. and I can carry on from my last game save and continue playing through the story. Now in fact, I have actually finished this game on the PS5 already, so I'm currently just trophy hunting in order to get that platinum. But yeah, once again, this does look really good on here. Okay, next up, even Spider-Man 2 is available, so you can literally now play Spider-Man Remastered, Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2 all on the Portal via streaming. It's also a great game to test out the input lag, as it's quite a fast moving game with loads of motion as you're swinging around New York City. But yep, I'm happy with how this is performing. I can honestly say that I cannot see me wanting to remote play my games after being able to play them via cloud streaming instead. Okay, so Astrobot is on here, so you can play what was Game of the Year straight to the Portal. And if you've not played on the Portal before, you might not know this, but the controller is exactly the same as a normal DualSense controller. So it's got things like haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. Oh, and another feature that they've added via today's update is 3D audio is now supported. So if you're using the Pulse Elite or the Pulse Explore, you'll be able to get better audio with these games. Now, not all games are available to play on here though. Now, I was trying to think of a few games to search for just to see if they would show up, and the only two that came to mind were Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Now, neither of these are available on here to stream. Now, I'm not sure if you would actually want to play either of these via cloud gaming anyway, but I just thought I'd let you know. Fortnite is though, so it's not a case of all online multiplayer games not showing up, but the best thing to do is scroll through the full list on the PlayStation website just to check out the games that you want to play. They've also tweaked the accessibility features so you can increase the text size and you can enable a screen reader too, and this is in the main settings area. Now you might wonder, what are the advantages of this update if you've already got a PS5? Well, firstly, you don't need your PS5 to be on anymore, so you can play your games while it's completely powered off, or if someone else is using your PS5 like another user is signed in, then you can play on the Portal instead. Now, if you happen to have watched my 2-year review on the Portal, you'll know that I did have an issue while I was remote playing my PS5, which was in the UK, while I was in Paris. And that's because the PS5 shut down and I completely lost the connection to my library. Whereas with this new update, I'll be able to play these games straight to the Portal without needing the actual PS5 to be on. But remember, just like with Xbox Cloud Gaming or the PS Plus catalog games, you do need an active subscription for this to work. So you will need PlayStation Premium in order to use the cloud streaming option. Also, if you're someone who doesn't have or need a PS5 setup, maybe you don't have a desk or a TV, well, you can now play those PS5 purchase games from the store and play them on here, something that we could not do before today. But there are a couple of issues or things I would like to see changed, because if you search for a game and you try to buy it, you cannot do this on the Portal itself. You would need to scan a QR code and then buy it on the PlayStation app instead. It's not a huge issue, but it just breaks the user experience a little bit, and I would like to see that changed. You can, however, buy in-game items from the Portal, as it gives you a pop-up overlay where you can confirm the purchase, so the store feature is there somewhere. And although cloud streaming is available in a lot of countries, it is not available everywhere yet. So here's a current list of countries, so hopefully yours is listed. And you do need a premium tier subscription in order to stream your own purchase games. Now I feel this should be lowered, or they should create a tier exclusively for the PlayStation Portal, because otherwise you're paying the top whack premium tier in order to just stream your games that you've already purchased. Otherwise, I truly believe this is a great update for the Portal, and it is an absolute game changer, because you no longer need a PlayStation 5 in order to play your games, and as long as those games have the little streaming supported icon, you should be able to play them straight on the Portal. Let me know if this will make you buy a Portal this year, or if you've got one already, will it make it easier to use? Now drop a nice Portal in the comments and I'll give you a thumbs up for staying right till the end. And if you enjoyed today's video, check out my PS6 news video next. Well, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and follow me everywhere. Until next time.